Hey everybody, JB with JB Carpentry and oh! Woo! Sorry about that, we were rudely interrupted by that pallet. As I was saying, JB with JB Carpentry and doing another Ryobi power tool video today, and I wanted to talk about a real tough guy. We've got with us today the Ryobi 18 volt brushless 1+ reciprocating saw. So let's take it from the very top. What are reciprocating saws typically used for? Reciprocating saws can sometimes be referred to as a construction worker's best friend. When you're on a construction site, you can use this thing from anything to simple demolition projects, cutting 2x4s, anything on a construction site where you just need to do some brute cutting. Now, what about a homeowner? Yes, even if you are a homeowner, this thing can be very handy. In place of a chainsaw, for example, you want to cut down small limbs. You need to maybe you're a little bit more hands-on. You want to do a project yourself in your house, take down a wall and move it. Maybe open up a hole in a drywall if you want to move a socket or something like that. Again, reciprocating saw, very useful. Anything where you need to do some kind of general purpose, simple cutting. Believe it or not, again, just showing the versatility of this saw. Have you even heard of rescue teams keeping these on hand when someone is trapped inside a car and a piece of a car needs to be cut away? It's another kind of dramatic situation where these can come in handy. But for my purposes and the purposes of this video, as a do-it-yourselfer, these are perfect for taking pallets apart. You might have seen it on your Instagram or on your Facebook, maybe Pinterest. Pallet projects have really picked up in popularity in recent years, and for good reason. This is free wood. Sometimes it's on the verge of being thrown out. It's already rustic, got a kind of weathered look to it, which is really in right now for furniture and home decor. So it's ideal wood to use. And not to mention, it's often pine or oak. That is good quality wood that you don't want to see getting thrown out. So with a little bit of elbow grease, you can take these apart and have a bunch of free wood for doing your next project. And last but not least, not everybody has a truck. I've got Old Faithful here, and pallets don't fit in this guy. So what I often do is cut it right at the 2x4s where when I see one I want to take home with me, I just cut it right there. Now it's in half and I can fit it in my trunk. So again, a simple saw that you could take with you to many places, lots of uses, very versatile. So let's take a look at some of the features on this reciprocating saw. First of all, you see it announced right there. This has a brushless motor. To keep it simple, a brushless motor basically is going to give you a smarter use of the battery, so therefore with each charge you're getting longer use of your battery, and also it is just a better quality motor in terms of its general life, right? This is a tool that you're going to be able to have for years to come regardless of how much work you're putting it through day in and day out. Now, some of the features that we have here. First of all, we've got a safety right here. I love that. Right here it's ready to operate. And then you can lock it. That pretty much disables the trigger. Another one, which you might have heard there a little bit, is the variable speed trigger. You can go slow to medium to fast. Pretty awesome, huh? We've got a flashlight, which a lot of their brushless tools have. This flashlight stays on for approximately 10 seconds after you've used the tool, which, if you're in a low lighting situation, you can kind of use it as a flashlight. We've got a very cool feature that was not included on their brushed versions right here. This is the ability to switch between just kind of simple back and forth cutting, or you flip this little switch here and it switches to orbital. That is a bit more of an aggressive cut into the wood, a faster cut. Then, last really awesome feature is the one-touch blade system change right there. You just flip that up and you're ready to change blades without much fuss or hassle. No need for a tool to tighten things or untighten them to change blades. And speaking of blades, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the different kinds of blades that you can use on a reciprocating saw. So, at most of your hardware stores, you're going to see about 3 or 4 different kinds of blades. Now, the kind you see that I have on the saw today is for Wood embedded with nails. That is exactly what a pallet is essentially. It's a piece of wood with nails in it. You want to just kind of be able to cut through everything. That is the blade you're going to want to use for that. Then you've got a wood blade. Wood blades are pretty much, just how it sounds. You want to do a little pruning, cut some tree branches. That is the guy that you're going to want to use. You got the blade that the saw came with. This is just kind of I think a general purpose blade, or it might be more specifically for wood. I use it just for cutting wood. This is a metal cutting blade. It's got much smaller, see if you can see them, they're much smaller and more teeth. That is for when you want to cut like metal piping or something like that. That is a good blade to use for that. And then another common one you'll see is what's called a demolition blade. This guy's a little bit thicker, a little bit hardier. And yes, this will cut through metal, this will cut through wood, this will cut through wood embedded with nails, plastic, whatever you need to tackle. That is the bad boy right there. And last but not least, guys, always make sure you pick the right battery when you're using it. You can see right here, I've got the Ryobi 4 amp hour battery. This battery is going to give you a lot more power, and not to mention a longer life. Sometimes when I see people complain about a power tool, oh, the battery ran out too quickly. Well, guess what? You got to make sure you have the right kind of battery for the job. I also have this one, which is a great Ryobi battery. Same with this one. Again, great battery. But for a project like this, where you're going to be doing heavy cutting, and this is a very hard-working tool, you're going to want as much juice as possible on this bad boy. Alright guys, so I'd say that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and do a little chopping over here. So I'm going to get the timer started on the clock, and this is just for 2 little planks that we have left there. Let's see how quickly we can go through these bad boys with the right. So that was 53 seconds. So you can imagine just a little under a minute cutting only 2 planks. One that maybe has, I don't know, 10 planks. Maybe that'll only take you about 10 minutes, front and back. Cut right through that thing. And that's pretty much it, guys. Once you have the right blade picked out and the right battery picked out, you've got yourself a great quality Ryobi 18 volt 1 plus reciprocating saw with the brushless motor. This thing is going to last you for years to come, and it'll keep up with some of those big name brands that you could be paying double or triple for sometimes. So Ryobi power tools, check them out at your local Home Depot, and always remember with Ryobi, pro quality features at affordable prices. Thank you for watching a JB Carpentry Ryobi power tool video.